Hello everyone. It is Jackie from Pocket of Preschool, and tonight on Facebook Live we are going to talk all about fun activities you can do with pool noodles in your classroom to sneak in learning, because they're so fun and they're super inexpensive. I get mine from the Dollar Tree. That's what we're talking about tonight. Activities that you can do with pool noodles. I'm going to share fine motor, literacy, math, STEM, sensory, everything. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. All the links are at the top, everything that you would need. I want you to tell me in the comments what your favorite activity that you do with pool noodles in your classroom. So tell me all the things in the comments. So first things first, where on earth do I get pool noodles? So I get my pool noodles from the Dollar Tree. These are the colors they typically have. Sometimes they have purple and black during Halloween, so I'll grab them and I just cut them up. So another way to store them, so I literally keep them in my storage closet in a trash can, just because that's just the easiest way to store them for me. And then I have a whole bunch, and then I just grab them when I need them. So you can see I got like purple and green and black. Now I'm sure you can get them at like Target and things, and I think they even come in like shapes, like around usually 4th of July they have like star ones and things, but I usually just get mine from the Dollar Tree. So, and I cut them up into little circles, and then I do a couple other things with them too, which I'll show you in a minute. But so here's one I cut up to make some of these with. So how I cut them, and it's super simple. You can use a bread knife or like a serrated knife, any knife with like a little indents on it. Obviously, please be careful when you're cutting, and they cut so simple. Like they're so super simple to cut. That's it, and then you're ready to go. And I mean, you can get, this isn't even, like this tub isn't even like a full pool noodle of each one. It's maybe like a half, and that's a ton in there. So yeah, so they're so fun and they're easy to clean. You can spray them, you can wash them, they're great. So what you're gonna want to do is make just a bucket of them. I literally keep these, I even have a label. If you have my labels, there's a label for them. So yeah, so make a stack. These are fun for the block center to just build with, like an open-ended, like what can you build? But that is just the beginning. So another thing you can do, since I started talking about blocks, you can also just put these in there for a summer theme, or this is my other tub of pool noodles. You can literally cut them in half. So here, I'll make another one. So this one, here, I'll do this orange one. This is a piece I have. So you're just going to cut it down the middle. Okay, I'm gonna put the knife guard back on this. Obviously, be careful, obviously, when you're cutting with a knife. So I literally keep them in tubs, and then they're just cut in half. So what they're gonna do is they are gonna make marble mazes with them. So I have little ones, I have medium, I have all different lengths. But I wanted to show you some of the things my kids, oh no, I just put the picture in the water. Okay. Well, we'll see how it works. Let's see if you can see a picture that is covered in water. Okay, so, oh good, you can kind of tell. So here's like my block center, and you can tell I have some pool noodles, and then I have some like cut ones like this. And then here, oh my God, you guys, this is like soaked. Only me would put a photo in the water. Okay, so you can see they built like a little tower under it with some blocks, and then they built like a ramp, or they could call it a roller coaster. Oh my gosh, you guys, that's so funny. I just like put it in the water. Jeez. So they're gonna basically, let's see if I can. I forgot to bring some blocks over. So we're gonna pretend this is a block. So they're gonna build a base, and then they can connect them. Now, these are a little bit trickier than like cove molding or like Hot Wheels, so sometimes they may have to use, you can also put like masking tape in here because the masking tape sticks, but it pulls off so easy. So if they're building and making like a thing, and it's bouncing off because they're so light in weight, they may want to like just put some little tape on there to kind of keep it on, and then give them a marble, or if you don't want to do marbles, you can do ping pong balls. And I'm just gonna hold it because it's obviously not the best shape. Oh, jeez. That's a big marble. So then they're just gonna use the marble to make the maze. Now, they can be a little tricky again because they're kind of flimsy, but they're so much fun. And then if they love these, try and do a ramp study. But again, they can pretend they are roller coasters. They can pretend, you can do it in the winter too and pretend they're like ski slopes. So many fun things, or just like a ramp and they bend. So much fun. So make ramps with your pool noodles. You can also take these outside too, which is so fun. So I literally just have like a tub, and then I keep my marbles in a little bucket. If you're worried about, marbles are chokeable. So when I taught in full day and I had 18 kids, I did not keep the marbles in here. The kiddos had to, when I taught in full day and I had 18 kids in my class, obviously I couldn't keep my eyes on them as well when I only had 8 kids. So if they wanted to make a marble maze, I would give each kid one marble, and I had like different colored marbles. So like I would write down like, you know, like Mike, and then put like green. So that way, one, I knew who was turning back in their marbles. They just turned it back into me or gave it back to me at the end of play, because they're very chokeable. So if you use marbles, just make sure you're keeping your eye on them, because you don't want anybody to choke. They're the perfect size to choke, so be careful with that. So make some ramps in the block center. It's always fun. Build some roller coasters. Okay. All right, and then, so we talked about blocks. I'm gonna talk about gross motor, and then we'll kind of jump into the other things. So if you remember when or if you have my dramatic play ice skating rink, you'll know that I just cut a pool noodle in half and I let them play hockey. Like literally, I have all these pool noodles are just cut in half, and like, cause I use these for indoor recess too. So this is perfect if it's raining in the spring. So these are just those like bags from the Dollar Tree, and I love them because I could put them on the back of my door and I could just grab them, and we could go to the gym or take them outside or just play them in the classroom, because these aren't really gonna hurt. So make some hockey sticks, and then you can either grab balloons or beach balls. We weren't allowed to use balloons just because if they pop, those pieces are so chokeable. You can use beach balls, and they can play hockey with the beach balls and the pool noodles, and it's so much fun. If these bounce on the wall, like the worst thing they're gonna do is knock over like a stack of papers or something, but these were great for indoor recess to play hockey. And our rule was like sticks down, just like in hockey, and then try to keep the balls on the ground, like don't hit them up on purpose, but if they hit up, that's fine. Or you can take them outside and do it too. If it's a balloon, it floats a lot slower, so that's really fun too. But yeah, so get these, cut some in half, and keep some for indoor recess, and then you can play hockey. And then we would use laundry baskets, like the square ones, and stand them up on the side, and then they would be like goals, like the hockey net goals. So grab some beach balls and some hockey sticks at the Dollar Tree, and now you have a really fun indoor recess game, or take it outside. Either way, it's a ton of fun. Okay, let's talk about literacy. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your pool noodles, and then you're going to write letters on them. So you are gonna write, I made the letters the same color, and there's a whole bunch of colors, but I did them on each side. So like uppercase and uppercase, and then a lowercase and a lowercase, because then you can do so many things with them. So obviously one thing you can do, because you can see they all have just letters on them, and I just wrote it on there with a Sharpie. Super, super easy. So now you can sneak in some literacy play. So one thing you can do with them is put them in ABC order. So they can do like A, B, C, D, and they can put them like in a row, like A, B, C, D, and do the whole alphabet. So they could do that with all of the letter pool noodles, or they could just match them. So they could match the lowercase with the uppercase. They could just match them, and then like where's another set? They're in here, I promise. Like we have lowercase x and uppercase x, and they can just match them up, and they can make little letter towers all over. So that's an option. Or you can do names or sight words with them. So if you have these name cards that are free on my blog or my website, I always do uppercase on one side, lowercase on the other. You can sell these around like a book ring. So what you can do is put those out, and then they can make, I'll put it this way. There we go. They can use letter cards and make their name. So T-A-R-Y-N, Taryn. Or they could make like their name in like a stack. So Taryn. Now, they could also do sight words with them, or like vocabulary words. So, of course, I can't find one off really quickly, but I don't want to like take up all the time. So you could do like the, so like you could put out just the lowercase, and they could do like sight words like the, T-H-E, or whatever your sight words are. So they can do letter matching, ABC order. They can do their names, and they can do sight words. So tons and tons of fun things. I know some people like to use like the paper towel holders to make the stack on them, but like my name's Jacqueline, and there's no way 9 of these would fit. So I would just have them stack them up, and that's fine. And they can just build with them. They don't have to make names. They don't have to make letters. They can just build with them and have fun and talk about letters. So whatever y'all want to do. Okay, there is that idea for you guys. So far we have just the regular ones, and then we have letter pool noodles. And then, of course, you have to make some with numbers too. Hold on. These pool noodles don't stack very easy, so you can make some with, oh my gosh, my stack, oh gosh, everything's falling. So I made some with numbers too, so like 2, and then I did 2 dots, and then like 3 and 3, so you can do a number with a quantity, you can do a number and a number. You can also take a dice for a fun math game and just take the plain ones, and they can just, hold on, build like a number tower. So they can roll the dice. I'm like surrounded here. So 3, they could count out 1, 2, 3, and they have 3, and they roll again. We're gonna pretend I rolled 2, 2, 1, 2, and then they're gonna see how high they can get their tower. Roll again, 3, 1, 2, 3, and they're gonna see how tall they can get it until it falls over. So again, just a dice and just plain pool noodles. So much fun, gets them counting, gets them talking about numbers. So fun. Now, with these plain ones, another math game you could do with them is they could also just make patterns. On my blog for like a summer theme, I put these in water, which I'm gonna do at the end. I don't want everything wet though for the whole Facebook Live. So what they can do is they can just make patterns. So they can do like purple, green, purple, green, purple, green, purple, green, or like blue, blue, orange, blue, blue, orange. So they can make patterns with them, which is so much fun. Again, they're so fun because they're light and they stack and they're circles. So fun. So you can make oh gosh. So for math, make number matches. they can make patterns, and then add a dice, and they can make number towers. You can also take 2 dice, and they can make like a number like equation. So if you had 2 dice, which I can't reach the other one right now, so let's say you had like 2 and then plus 3 and then equals 5. So 5. So many things you can do with pool noodles. And again, they're so, like, you could probably buy like 1 or 2 of each color. So spend like $10 and you have enough pool noodles for a very long time for so many activities. So let's talk about just some fun and simple fine motor things you can do. So this is something you could do, especially this would be great for younger students. This is just a like a fill or just a fine motor activity. So what I have are the cut up pool noodles. These you might want to use like the thicker ones for these. I just put some out, whatever I found before Facebook Live. But you could do the thicker ones, because what you can do is have them fill the pool noodles with the pom-poms, and they can match the colors. So they're matching and they're just filling. And I have big pom-poms and I have small pom-poms. Again, just matching colors. They're filling them up. Great fine motor, great hand-eye coordination. Super simple. And then look, they have to like poke them to get them out, which is another great fine motor trick. So just pool noodles cut up with some pom-poms and some tweezers, and then they can fill them up. And do they have to, if you have 2-year-olds, they can use their fingers and they can just fill them up. Are they gonna match the colors? They may not, and that's okay. That is all right. They can just fill them up, because look at all this great fine motor work when I pick up these pom-poms. So fun. Okay, so this one, you're just gonna take 1 of each color, and you can tie the same color ribbon to it, and they're gonna thread. Now, this is, you could also have them make patterns this way with them. So you have your giant tub of pool noodles, and then they can either just, and again, just a ribbon, and I tied it to the end. So they can just thread them on, which is a great fine motor activity. And look, I made them long, so they're gonna have, maybe not make them this long, but they have to use their arm muscles to stretch them out. And again, I just tied one on the end so that way they stick. So they could lace by color. Okay, or they could make patterns on the ribbons, and they could go blue, orange. Oh, orange, blue, I mean. Orange, blue, orange, blue, orange, blue. And you guys look at all of this shoulder action. So, because we need strong core, we need strong shoulders and upper arms, so that way all these little muscles can develop too. Because our little muscles, or our big muscles have to be strong, so our little muscles can be strong. So, you have 2 options. They can just thread and have a ball, or they can thread by color, or they can make patterns. So simple. You can also, if you did string with these, I'd probably just tape the end so that way it doesn't fray. All right, so threading. I did that one. Now this one is really fun. So, you know I love I love golf tees and hammers. Now, if you don't have a lot of these plastic hammers, these are on Amazon. You can also just use a wood block, like a square wood block, and you can use that as your hammer. Either one will work. And then golf tees from like Target or Amazon. And then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna, you can give them like the pool noodle like this, but then this one, because it's not cut, it rolls a little bit. But that's okay, because then they have to use this hand to hold it. But that can be tricky, especially if they're little. So what you're gonna do is you're going to take the ones that are cut in half. That way it's not rolling. So it can do a couple things. So they can just hammer them in anywhere they want. Because again, this is a great fine motor. And I know a lot of people do like pumpkins in the fall and they hammer golf tees in. Oh, I have an entire Facebook Live about using golf tees in the classroom. So if you want to watch that, the Facebook Live is at the top of this post. So, and again, this is really fun for a construction theme too. And look, when they pull them out, great fine motor work going on here. So they can just hammer them in. That's one thing they could do. What else could they do? They could make a pattern. We love making patterns. Some kids will just naturally make a pattern just because they love to make patterns, and patterns make sense to them, and they like order. Different kids do different things. You can add a dice, and they can roll the dice. I rolled 2, and they can get 2, and then they can put 2 in. 1, 2. So, just a hammer and a pool noodle cut in half, and you have a really fun activity. So another thing you can do is if you have like letter cards. So this was from my plant centers. I actually showed this, and I can't find where it is. So what you do is we're just gonna pretend this is the number card. So you're gonna take a popsicle stick, and then you're gonna glue a number card to it. So if you saw my plant centers, here, I'm just gonna write it on the back of this one. If you saw my plant centers, you made a garden, and they were little flower letters. So you can also like put a flag on it, glue a number card to it. But these are great because look, you can actually, if it's tricky, use the one that has the golf tee pokes in it, and they'll stick right in there. Super easy. But they can make words. They can make their names. They can just make the letters in ABC order. They can do like match uppercase with lowercase. So this would be fun for like a boat or a summer theme. You can also put like a letter card on there and have this one be green, and put a flower card on it and make like a garden names. So totally up to you. So if your students are struggling and they can't get these in because it can be a little bit tricky, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna cut, oh, this one's already cut. So you're just gonna cut a slit all the way down the middle. This is the one I must use for my flower game. So, and then that way they stick right in, and they're not, it's not tricky to stick them in, because there's already a cut in the middle. So, or you can use the one that has golf tee holes in it. Totally up to you. But you can do numbers, letters, put anything you want on popsicle sticks, and they can stick them in for a fun game. So that goes with that game. So, golf tees, pool noodles cut in half, tons and tons and tons of fun. Okay, so we got that idea. Oh, I need that back. Another thing you can do, I almost lost it all. So, we had our golf tees, right? Oh, I forgot this one too. You can take your golf tees, once they put them in there, and take some pom-poms. We're just gonna pretend I used the hammer. And then you can put, some stick better than others, but they can match pom-poms on top of them. And they have to be kind of flat. So it's a little tricky, but did you notice I even got quiet? So they'll get quiet because they'll be concentrating, but they can put pom-poms on top of the golf tees. Okay, I'm gonna show us up close. Like, how much fun is that? So fun. And if they get frustrated because they're falling off, that's okay. Just take pom-poms away, take that part away from the activity, because you don't want your kids frustrated. So I forgot to tell you that. So this one is also fun. So you can just take, where's my little pool noodle? You can just take toothpicks. So you can use, oh gosh, why can't I get this open? Okay, we'll just use these. So these are just regular toothpicks. I had colored ones, but that's fine. And they can just stick them in. So again, just a really fun fine motor activity. You can use the green one and pretend it's a cactus, and they can just stick them in. This is just a fun fine motor activity. There's no purpose to it, just fun, and it's very satisfying to stick them in And the sound is fun, listen. So, you can just make a very prickly cactus if you use a green one, or if you use colored ones, that would be fun too. Now, you can also use these. These are like those little mini, like doll rods almost. So if you don't have toothpicks, you can use these. I know a lot of people have these in their classroom. And again, they're just making a very prickly tower. You can pretend they're making a tree, whatever you want. Just having a good old time. So fun. And then if you want to add some more fine motor to it, you can have them stick the dowel rods in, and then you can add beads. You can just add, they can match the colors, they can not match the colors. They can turn it into like a little graph. I know a lot of people do the little dowel rods with like Play-Doh, and then make like a little, oh, that one's broken. Like a little color graph with it, but it works for pool noodles too. And then if you want, if this is too simple, add a dice and they can roll the dice. I rolled 3. I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3 beads, and then I'm gonna sort. Of course I picked the beads that I didn't have the colors in yet for. And then they can sort them by color. And if you did this activity earlier this year, it's okay. It's okay to do activities again because it's so much fun. And as long as you mix it up a little bit, they'll be like, oh my gosh, we did this earlier with Play-Doh. And you'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you remembered. And then they're kind of gonna know how to play, which is great because you don't have to teach the game again or whatever the activity is. But you made it a little bit different with the pool noodle. So again, just really, really fun. And then these, if you're wondering where these are, they are in like the craft section at like Walmart or Michael's, right next to the popsicle sticks. And any beads will work. Now you can also do letter beads. These are from Walmart. You can use any letter beads you have, and they can just say the name E, and the sound. And they're gonna go on sideways, but that's okay. P, H, and they can put the letter beads on and say the name and say the sound. So now they're doing fine motor and they're talking about letters in a fun way. So you can use, again, toothpicks. You can use the little dolls. You can use beads or letter beads, and you can add a dice if you want. So make the activity fit the needs of your students. If they need to work on letters, use letter beads. If they need to work on sorting by color, use color beads. If they just need to work on fine motor, just put out the color beads and let them stick them on and do whatever they want. You can also put Play-Doh out with this. Hold on, I'm gonna reach it. And they can kind of make like little monsters with it and stick the Play-Doh on, or you can pretend this is a tree and these are like if you used a green one and they can pretend it's a tree, or again, they can just have a ton of fun. This is a little messy, but it's okay. And just have a ball with it. Whatever they want to do, make little sculptures, so much fun. And again, great fine motor. Pool noodles are cheap. And look, you guys, when you pull it out, hold on. Let me pull all of these out. And you're gonna want the kids to pull them out too, so that way the next kiddo can do it. And what I would do to set up this activity, I would just have whatever you're gonna use out, and you can put it out just on a tray with the toothpicks and the beads or whatever you're gonna have out, and it would be a super simple setup. I just want to show you that the pool noodles aren't damaged. So look, you can still use them again. You could also put out the pool noodles like these, like the cut up ones, and they could do like a STEM challenge with them, and they could build with them. So they can make towers or monsters, or just build with them and have fun and explore balance and explore just building with something different that's not a block. And they can connect them. They can make shapes like this. They could actually see if they could build a tower, or they can just build and have a ton of fun just with the popsicle sticks and the just with popsicle sticks. And then if they wanted to too, you could put the beads, and they could put the beads in with the pops, or in with their building. So add beads and just build all kinds of fun, like 3D sculptures or creations. Again, just toothpicks, the cut up box of pool noodles that you're gonna make, right? Because you can use these for so many things. And you have another fun activity. So much fun. Now remember, if you guys do these activities or you try them out in your classrooms, be sure to tag me on Instagram or Facebook, or put them in the Pocket of Preschool Facebook group, so that way we can inspire each other. If you do something different with the pool noodles that I didn't think of, for sure, put it in the Facebook group, because you guys have amazing ideas. Now this is a fun one. So I know a lot of people do like pattern blocks or foam blocks and shaving cream. So normally I would just give all the kids like a big dollop, but in order to not get like super messy, I'm gonna squirt it out each time. But I would probably just give them, I don't have any back here, like a popsicle stick, or they could use their fingers. Again, I wanna do other activities to show you guys. But that way they can build and just put a whole bunch on there. And then they can build and have a ton of fun. And these, again, they're great because they clean really easy. They can build and have a ton of fun, and it's messy, it's fun. If they don't like to touch it, you can show them my strategy of like scooping it, and they can see how tall, who can build the tallest tower. They can see if they can build to the side. And the shaving cream kind of works like glue. Or like if you're doing a building study, it's kind of like mortar on bricks. So they can pretend to be like a bricklayer and make a house or a sculpture and be an artist, whatever they want. But I mean, tell me your students are not gonna have an absolute blast building this. And again, just when they're done, they collect them all in one tray, and you can, shaving cream on my face. And then just wash them off, or take them out into the, put water in your sensory table, and then put all these in the sensory table, and then they can help you clean up. They can clean them off. Totally up to you. Now, I don't know if you guys do this, but I always loved doing this in my classroom, is I would add like counters. And these are the people counters, but they are so much fun. They're easy to clean. They're little people counters. I think they're like learning resources. You could also do animals. But oh my gosh, you guys, like they can add people to their buildings. Okay, I'm gonna see if I don't think I can move it. And the people ones even have little cats or dogs. I don't know what it is, but they can put those in there. So add counters, like do just the shaving cream with the pool noodles one day, and then the next day add counters, or you can do animals or people, whatever they like. If you have transportation ones, put the transportation ones in there, and they can build like a garage or a road or a town for their cars. So whatever you have, whatever they're interested in, whatever your theme is, make it match. So somebody just put they can't use shaving cream. So if you can't use shaving cream, try using like whipped cream. You could try that. That's always really, really fun to use, would be whipped cream. So another fun alternative. So challenge you guys is try and be messy. Sometimes I know it's hard because it's a lot to clean up, but it is so worth it. Your kids are gonna have an absolute blast. Okay, so, I have another activity, but this one involves water. Okay, let me take my my picture I put in the water. Okay, so we have a tub of water. So you could do that. Oh, I thought those were falling on me. You could do this in your sensory table or take it outside. Up to you. These I got from the Dollar Tree and they were still attached. So, but I want to show you this activity first. So I know you saw the little flags earlier. So what you can do is make little boats, and this is that foam. So that way if it gets wet, it's no big deal. I just glued a popsicle stick to it, and you can have them float around. Now I have numbers on there, so you want to put in something for them to count. So what could you put in there? You could put mini erasers in there. You could put like a little manipulative you have in there. You could put, if you have little gems, you could put those in there. And then what they can do is they can put that mini on. You can put those in there. Or if you have mini erasers, those work really good, honestly, because they're flat. And if you don't have ocean ones, it's okay. Use whatever you have. If you have like just like a random box of mini erasers, put those in. That's okay. Whatever works. And look, you have to concentrate and put them in there flat. And look, it just like floats around. And you can just have these like in the bottom, or just splash myself, of the sensory table. And they have all these little boats, these little number boats floating around. So such a fun activity. Again, super simple. And it's just using the bucket. Oh my gosh, I'm surrounded again, guys. It's just using these pool noodles. So like to store this activity, I literally just take these out and I store these in a baggie, and then I put these pool noodles back in my bucket of pool noodles. So I showed you guys that one. Let me try to shake these off because I want to show you something else. Okay, so on my blog, you'll know I just put a whole bunch in here, right? I just put a bunch, and they can build with them. But my kiddos always loved making floating pattern towers. That was always their favorite thing to do. It was so much fun. They can knock them over, and then they float. They just had, you wouldn't think like pool noodles and water. And you can have, again, the mini erasers in here. They can put the mini erasers on. Or if you have gems, they can put the gems on there. It's just so much fun. It's so simple. And then they just have a blast. They just love it so much. And then, okay, hold on. So I forgot my, cup for this. So, and then if you put funnels in, they can try and, get the mini erasers off with the funnels. That was actually not my intention for the activity, but that's what one of my kids did one year. They used the funnel and tried to get whatever they put on the pool noodle, they tried to get it off. And again, sometimes they do your students are going to do really cool things that you're not going to think of. They could color match if you have different gems, and just put it on there. Some kids are gonna be mesmerized and have so much fun. Now, if you have the funnels, and you can also put some short ones in here, and it kind of works like a tube. And then, so they can see the path the water goes. If you're brave and you wanna put in bigger ones, you can do that too. And you can bend them so that way they're not, going straight down, and they can put there's a pool noodle in there. Put this on one end, and they can bend it and have it go down. They're gonna have to work together as a team because they're probably gonna have to share. I would probably put a cup and not this weird bucket in, but you get my idea. So you can put in a whole bunch of small ones. You can put in big ones. Take this outside, have a blast with it. If you have an outside sensory table, that would be really fun to do too. You could just put in a bunch of these, big tubs if you don't have an outside pool noodle, and bring just some buckets of water, and you can do all the things with these. And then I wanted to show you guys how to wash these off. Let me find, okay, take these out. Try not to get everything soaked, which may or may not be possible. Okay, so we're gonna pretend like these are all clean. So you have your shaving cream towers, put them in buckets, and if you're doing this outside, look, they can clean them all off. And you can put in toothbrushes, and then the kids can clean them. And look, I mean, you may have to rinse them off like one time, but oh my gosh, so much fun. And they're gonna have fun trying to get them all off and get them clean. And again, they're helping you clean, they're helping take care of their classroom. And if you put like toothbrushes in, it's really great, fine motor, and so much fun. And again, I get all my pool noodles just from the Dollar Tree. I keep them in a trash can, because when there's random new colors, I just buy those. Target has them, but again, they're $1 at the Dollar Tree, so much cheaper. But if you want to splurge, go for it. So much fun. So, oh, and then don't forget to buy some to play hockey with, because let me tell you, inside recess, when you play hockey with them, it is amazing. Use balloons, use beach balls, whatever you can use. And the amount of energy they get out, and it doesn't hurt the classroom. And then you add the baskets, or you could even add these tubs and put them like standing up on the side. And for nets, oh my gosh, they will have an absolute ball. Get all that energy out. And it's raining outside. Your classroom won't get torn up, and they will be like laughing and giggling, and you won't dread indoor recess because they'll get their energy out. And then they'll be so much calmer when they come back to you because they will have used all those big muscles. So, all right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this Facebook Live. I hope you guys had a blast with these pool noodle activities. Grab the pool noodles, tag me all over the place, share it in the Facebook group, because you guys are amazing and you guys are inspiring other teachers when you're doing things, whether it's in your school or on social media. So you guys have an amazing night, and I will talk to you soon.